Hello, welcome back to LK Tuition. My name's Lucas and today we're going to be looking at reverse percentages. So knowing that something has been increased by a percentage or decreased by a percentage and knowing that new number, how do you figure out what the original amount was? That's what we're going to be doing today. Hope you're well and let's get started. Okay then, so first of all let's quickly remind ourselves about increasing and decreasing percentages. So we can use multipliers to increase or decrease, I think that's supposed to say, so increase or decrease an amount by a percentage. So 100% as a normal number is just one whole is 100%. So any percentage we want to add to or subtract from that. So we can turn it into a multiplier and then add it or subtract it from the 1. Then we times that new multiplier by the amount to get your new increased or decreased amount. So there is another video about this, I think it's called percentage change, I think it's increasing and decreasing percentages, where it goes into this. There's examples and we do it in a bit more detail. But just a quick example to get the hang of it. So for example, if we wanted to raise 40 by 20%, then we will turn 20% into 0.2, add it to 1, which is the 1 whole, and that gets 1.2, and that's your multiplier. And then 40 times 1.2 is 48, which is 40 increased by 20%. So what we want to do is we want to work backwards from that with reverse percentages. So when we know that some amount has been increased or decreased by a percentage, we can use the same multipliers to work backwards and find out the original amount. So working out the multiplier is exactly the same system, but instead of timesing it, because you've got your number, you divide the new amount by your multiplier, and that will give you the original amount. So for example, if we knew that a new number had increased by 20% to give 48, then our multiplier would still be 1.2, and we just divide. So 48 divided by 1.2, and that gives you the 40 that we started with. Okay, so I'm hoping that's all making sense. Here are a couple of questions, 4 questions to have a go at. Feel free to pause the video, try them yourself. This is calculator stuff, remember, so don't be doing this in your head, and good luck. Otherwise, we'll just do them together. Okay, so a number is increased by 70% to get 68. What was the number? Okay, well, I'll just do this in quite a bit of detail and then we'll kind of cut corners for the next few. So 70% as a decimal is 0.7. And so because it's increased, we do 1 plus 0.7 is 1.7. That's your multiplier. So let's just label that. That's the multiplier. And I'll circle it as well. That was absolutely disgusting handwriting. Okay, and then we want to find out what the original number was. So we get 68. What's the original number? Well, because we're going backwards, we just do 68 divided by the multiplier, which is 1.7. So let's do that. So 68 divided by 1.7, and that gives me 40. All right, next one. So it says a 22% increase on a number gives 21,960. What was the original number? Okay, so we know that we're going to start with 21,960. We want to divide it by the multiplier. What's the multiplier? Well, it's a 22% increase, which is 0.22, but we want to add that to the 1, so it's 1.22. Okay, so 21,960 divided by 1.22. And that is 18,000. All right, next. So this says a number is decreased by 40% to get 360. What was the number? Okay, so just a bit more detail again. So 40% is the same as 0.4. And because it decreases, we want to do 1 minus 0.4, which is 0.6. So that's our multiplier. So we want to do 360 going backwards divided by 0.6. So 360 divided 0.6, and that gives us 600. All right, next one then. So a 77.5% decrease on a number gives 333. What was the original number? All right then, so we know we're going to start with 333, and we want to divide by the multiplier. Now, this is a bit more, not interesting, but a bit more detailed, less able to do it in your head. So 77.5% is the same as 0.775, and 1 minus 0.775, let's just do it in the calculator. So 1 minus 0.775 is 0.225. So that's our multiplier. So divide by 0.225 and we'll get an answer. So 333 divided by 0.225 and we end up with 1,480. Okay, great. All right then, so let's finish off with a couple of worded questions. So number 5 says that rail tickets, it looks like I'm on the train here, doesn't it? It says rail tickets from Brighton to London have increased by 4% in the last year. A season ticket is now £2,828.80. What was the price before the increase? Okay then, so they've increased by 4%. So our multiplier is going to be 1.04. So we just want to do 2828.80 divided by 1.04 and see what that gives us. So 2828.8 divided by 1.04 and we end up with, we use the units of pounds, £2,720. Great. All right, number 6. In Horses R Us, they have a sale which gives 20% discount on all items. Andrew buys a saddle in the sale for £220. How much has he saved in the sale? Okay, so we want to find out what the original price was. So if it's 20%, then the multiplier, well, 20% is 0.2, but it's a decrease, so it's going to be 1 minus 0.2, which is 0.8. So the first thing we want to do is 220 divided by 0.8. So 220 divided by 0.8. So the original price was 275. Now that's not what the question's asked, is it? The question asks how much has he saved in the sale? Well, that is going to be 275 minus 220, which gives us £55. So £55 saved. Okay, so just be careful reading the question fully. It's not asking you what the original amount is, it's asking you how much has Andrew saved. All right, well, I hope you found that useful. This has been LK Tuition. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you soon for some more maths videos.